together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. We'll be joined here by my brother Tim in just a little bit. But we got not a huge card for today. Only 7 games in Major League Baseball. We have two NHL games, and we get two NBA games as well. So we have 4 playoff games to go over, and then we have 7 MLB games as well. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. 1 went right, 1 went wrong in the world of sports betting. And it was a slight down day that should have been a positive day. It really should have. It was just a frustrating day overall. It was down 1.75 units, but I mean, Oilers money line would have made that a profitable day. Angels first 5 would have made that a profitable day. Like those were 2 plays that honestly I should have won, and it was frustrating. Let's get into it though. MLB Angels first 5 was the first play of the day. They were up 2-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning, and then the Pirates put up 4, and for only the Angels to take the lead back in the 6th inning, which really pissed me off. But it's just frustrating there. Detroit and Cleveland first 5 under 4 was a loser. Milwaukee money line was a loser as well. And then we had the first 5 under 4.5. Chicago San Diego was a nice little winner there. Another under where with a total of less than 8 in a Chicago Cubs game. Yep, the game finished 3-0 in favor of the Padres. The Oakland A's, game 1, got the job done 9-4. Had the first 5 under 4.5 with the Orioles and Nationals. There we go, words. And wow, what a game that was. I'm glad I had the first 5 under, not the full game under. It went to extra innings. I believe it went to 12 innings. 12 innings. Finished 7-6. So that was definitely an interesting game there. One of the more frustrating unders was the first 5 under with the Boston Red Sox. Hockey and baseball in my mind at the same time. And the Braves first 5 under 4.5. The Braves scored 4 in the bottom of the first, tacked on another one in the third to lose the first 5 under, and then there was nothing but zeros for the rest of the game. 5-0 final. It happens. And then I split out on the last game of the day with baseball. Had the Twins first 5 under, which finished 4-1. First 5 under 4 there. And then the Twins money line, though, which came through. So overall, 4-5 down to 1.45 units in baseball yesterday. Could have been a profitable day if the Angels could have just not given up 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. And then split out in hockey, which was incredibly frustrating. Very dominant win for the Florida Panthers. And I should have just done what I did the day before, where I took the team and their team total over, and I would have gone 3-1. Florida wins 6-1 over Boston. A very dominant win for the Florida Panthers, giving them confidence heading to TD Garden. This was a better road team than they were home team this year, the Panthers. So I look for the Panthers to be just fine in Boston. And then the Oilers lose 5-4 in a game they led 4-1. I fell asleep at 4-1, and then I woke up to a 5-4 score. I'm like, what the hell happened? Incredibly frustrating result there. McDavid was limited to no shots on goal as they fall behind. And now we're going to have to ask the question with the Edmonton Oilers that we're going to be asking with the Dallas Stars. This game is, how do you respond after blowing a 3-goal lead? And I think we've seen, I'm trying to remember how many 3-goal leads we've seen blown in the playoffs so far, because I think it was, I don't know if there was very many in the first round. I know the Islanders did. I don't know if, I don't know how many other 3-goal leads were blown in the first round. So I'd have to go back and look to see how those teams responded to that. But yeah, we'll get into the chat and then we'll head into some hockey for today. And yeah. Oilers money line, what a kick in the nuts for everyone's parlays. I mean, it wasn't a parlay for me. It was just a straight bet. But yeah, it was frustrating. I should have just taken the team total over, the full game over. That power play is still unbelievably lethal for the Edmonton Oilers. I think they'll be fine. All Vancouver did was hold out home ice. So we'll see. Yeah, Rangers and A's over 20. That game was insane, the second game there. Good morning, Nick. Oilers shit the bed last night, shaking my head. Yep, that was frustrating. Reinhart, 4 assists. Barkov, 2 goals, 2 assists. Montour had a goal and 2 assists. I loved seeing this because in that Pub Sports Radio playoff pool, Montour is what separates me from the Panthers people because I have, I think, 5 Panthers people. And Montour is like the one that I have that really nobody else has. And seeing 3 points from Montour last night was so unbelievably refreshing to see. I'm 5 points behind TJ, and TJ's got some Rangers going today, and I got some Rangers going today. I got some Avalanche going today as well. So yeah, going to create a $2 16er today. Good luck. Yeah, subness. F the Oilers forever. No excuse for that. That was bad. I'll probably be on the Oilers tomorrow. Pretty plain and simple. I'll be right back on the Oilers tomorrow. In that game, though, but we've got 2 games in the NHL to go over. This is the only game I have any action in coming into this show at all. It's the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers. We have the Hurricanes around minus 160, minus 170 favorites, depending on the book you have. Total 5.5 in this game. Now, the New York Rangers currently lead this series 2-0. Both games they won 4-3. The Rangers in this series, and the last game was in double overtime. There was the double overtime game winner by Vinny Trocheck. I actually casted 11-1 overtime goal scorer prop on him. I took him and Lafreniere, and Trocheck got the game winning goal there, which was awesome to see. As the Rangers. As we now shift this series to Raleigh, where this line opened up at a 170. It's actually down to a 158. So we have people coming in betting the Rangers. I'm not surprised about that. It feels like the Rangers have been disrespected the first 2 games, making them dogs at home. Now, in PNC Arena, this is where I said I would rather back the Hurricanes. Line opened up at a 5.5, minus 108. It's now a 5.5 and minus 105. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Rangers in this game here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this spot where we have, taking a look here, 72% of the tickets and 61% of the cash coming in on the Rangers or on the Hurricanes in the line moving towards the Rangers. So it looks like some sharp money coming in on New York here in this game. And then we have 73% of the tickets and 67% of the cash coming in on the over. Seeing the overs in the first 2 games, I guess that makes sense. But I don't see it in this game. I like unders. I like the under in this game a little bit. Whether or not I pull the trigger on it, probably not. I think the only way I would want to pull the trigger on an under in this game is a Rangers team total under, because I like the Hurricanes in this spot. And this is one of those spots where it's 2.5 and it's juiced towards the under for the team total under for the Rangers. Not a huge fan of a number like that. But when I looked at this series, this is the way I had it scripted: was the home team wins the first 5 games before the Rangers win in Raleigh in Game 6 to close it out on home ice or on road ice there and be the first team to win a road game in the series. Now, this series hasn't started yet. Series doesn't start till the road team wins the game. And this is one of those spots that I absolutely love backing. And it's the home team down 2-0. You lost the first 2 games on the road. You come home, Game 3, you're desperate. I'm on the Carolina Hurricanes first period minus a half at plus 155. I'm on the Carolina Hurricanes minus 1 full game at minus 108. And I think this may be the only game I have any interest in backing Carolina in, because I'll probably go right back to the Rangers on Saturday for Game 4, and maybe they finish it out, and maybe they win Game 4 and finish it out at MSG in New York in Game 5. Maybe that's the way that this series happens. I would also lean under in this game because I think that the change in scenery is going to change things here. I think we're going to see a lower scoring type of game. And if I didn't have that first period puck line, I'd probably be a little bit more interested in the first period under 1.5 in this for this game. But I like the team total under for the Rangers here in this game a little bit as well. I don't feel like tripling up on this game though, so I'm just going to stick to what I have, and that's the Hurricanes first period minus the half at plus 155 and the full game -1 at -108. And then I'll reevaluate for Game 4. Because either I win this Carolina -1, or I push the Hurricanes -1 or whatever, and we move on to Game 4, or I lose it and my series prop for the Rangers is up 3-0, which I would take the Rangers in Game 4 to complete the sweep, if that would be the case. So, or actually, I feel like Carolina would win Game 4 down 3-0.
I don't think Carolina gets swept.
I don't see Carolina getting swept, number one. And in a series that's been highly anticipated like this one, I don't see it going only 4 games. I truly don't, because I know that the NHL would love this going more than 4 games as well. And it very well could be one of those where the Hurricanes win Game 4 just to go back to MSG and losing Game 5 type of thing, like the Islanders did with the Hurricanes. Or the Lightning did with the Panthers, something like that, where they win Game 4, avoid the sweep, and go back home. Go back on the road and lose on the road. So I could see something along those lines. But I am on Carolina here. First period -0.5, full game -1.
I think it goes back to New York tied up at 2.
That's what I was thinking as well.
And I think Carolina ends up. I still think Carolina wins this series. I know they're down 2-0. But they lost 2 road games. I'm not as concerned with that. For me, all they have to do, they have to win home. They have to win their home games, which the Canes were 30-10-4 this year at home. So they've been a very, very good home team. I believe they defend home ice well because they took care of all 3 games in Carolina versus the Islanders. And I think they can take care of the Rangers here. Now, it is a little bit expensive, so you'd have to take the puck line. I personally have futures on the 2 teams I'm going to be backing today. So I don't feel like I need to get to either one of these. I'm kind of just riding out my futures. I actually haven't really been betting the individual games. I'm just got Carolina and Dallas left. So those are going to be the 2 teams that I kind of follow through the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah. Head back to the chat. I want to look the last few years. With the Carolina home road split dichotomy.
I got you. What happened to Edmonton? I woke up and they lost. They scored 4 goals. Vancouver scored 5 goals. Vancouver won the game.
Oh, it's frustrating.
Go Canucks. Under 5.5 and Canes -1.5 for money line. I could definitely see the Canes winning tonight. Over? I don't know. I mean, I understand if you're going like puck line or something. I understand thinking the over, thinking that this could be like a, 5-3 type of game. Genzel goal, Aho 2 points, Canes money line. Sure.
Yeah.
Rangers in regulation. If you're going to take the Rangers, hey, get an even bigger price on them. I'm not going to talk you off of that. Let's get it. New York in 5. So they lose one of the games in Carolina. Canucks versus Florida Cup final. As much as I love the Canucks, I don't see them getting there. And I see Carolina getting to the Cup, so that's just me, though. We'll head to your second game, Nick.
Yeah. I'm trying to jot down what they did in these games as well. They went 2-1 there. Yeah. But by the way, the last time if you're wondering, the last time, because I know somebody commented Rangers and Reg, the last time the Carolina Hurricanes lost a home playoff game in regulation, you would have to go back to Game 5 of Round 1 of last year against the New York Islanders, where they lost 3-2 in overtime. The only losses they've had in the last 2 years at
Hold
home.
on, you said lost 3-2 in overtime?
In regulation, my bad. In regulation.
Okay, I was about to say you're just mentioning it. Never mind, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah. The only games they've lost in the last since the start of last playoffs at home were in regulation, Game 5 against the Islanders, and then in overtime, Game 1 and Game 2 against the Panthers. Those were the only 2 games that they lost in Raleigh for the playoffs. Which I want to dive deeper into the year before that. I know as well was very home dominated for the Hurricanes as well. So I will continue to write those down after when you're breaking down this game as well. But we have the Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars in this game here. We have the Stars minus 120 favorites. It got up to a 130. It's now 118. So we've had a 2-cent line movement here towards Colorado. Line opened up in an 8.5 minus 108. It's now an 8.5 at plus 104. So we have a move towards the under, and we have a move towards the Avalanche in this game here. And we have 65% of the tickets and 58% of the cash on the Stars in this game. 84% of the tickets, 82% of the cash is on the over in this game. I have not moved on this game yet. And I don't know if I'm going to or not. It would be Colorado or nothing. I still think I'm going to move on Colorado. I think Colorado money line and team total over every single game this series, honestly. And this series has started. Colorado stole Game 1 on the road. And by stole, they really stole that one down 3-0. And it just proves that if you're looking for a good opportunity live betting, the Colorado Avalanche, I think, may be one of the best live betting teams I've seen in a very long time. And I'm getting plus 112 for them here over on FanDuel for the money line here in this game. I want to go back to Colorado in this game, and of course they're juicing the 2.5. So it's not like I'd probably have to get a 3 or a 3.5 here. I'll look on BetMGM for the 3 for the team total. Go back to that as well. But I'm going to be on Colorado again. I'm gonna be heavy on Colorado this entire series. I think stylistically this is a bad matchup for the Stars because I don't think the way the Stars really are built, they're not built to go up and down the ice with the Avalanche, and we've seen that. And the crazy thing is that the Avalanche are getting way more than they need from Georgiev, which sounds crazy. Because, I mean, everybody sees what he did Game 1 against Winnipeg. After that, he was really solid. And after giving up those 3 goals, I think it was all in the first period, he was amazing in Game 1 there. And here's the thing, is they don't need him to be Patrick Waugh. They don't need him to be they don't need him to be a Vezina caliber goaltender to win a Stanley Cup. This is a Colorado Avalanche team that, may I remind you, won a Stanley Cup with Darcy Kemper in that 2 years ago. So I think Georgiev is right around Kemper's level. Like they feel like a very similar goaltender. And I'm gonna move on Colorado here. I'm getting plus 112 over on FanDuel, and I'm gonna probably grab their team total over 3 over on BetMGM because they're the only ones that give me team totals of exactly that. It's minus 120. Love it. Team total over 3 minus 120 with the Colorado Avalanche over on BetMGM. And I'm going to go back to FanDuel here for Colorado money line plus 112.
I still am going to just ride out my futures on the Dallas Stars. I got them 10-1 at the beginning of the year. So that's just one of the teams I've been riding. It was either them or Vegas out of that series, and it ended up being them. I really would have preferred it to be Vegas, but it didn't work out that way. But I'm still kind of going with my Dallas Stars futures. I think they have a very strong team, and Jake Ottinger can definitely keep them in games. So when I looked at this one, and you just coming off of blowing a 3-0 lead at home. Yeah, this is going to definitely be a spot that I would want to go after the Dallas Stars here. So, yeah, sign me up. Dallas takes at least holds on to 1 game at home.
I'll challenge them to do that.
Okay, that's fine. Avs money line in the over. I kind of lean Dallas, but that's fine. Hey, bro, what's good? Canucks went crazy. Yes, they did. Yes,
that was annoying.
Canes, Avs seems to be the move for me. Makar, Rantanen, McKinnon, 2 points. each Avs money line plus 525. 3-0 curse is real. Yes, the 3-0 up through nothing. Yes. I have returned from the depths of the rabbit hole. Victorious A's first 5 with double JP Sears, and the White Sox first 5 and under 5.5. Holy crap. Didn't that game finish, 4-1?
Yep.
Wow. Over 6.5. Maybe. Stressful 2 days in hockey. Comeback wins, Avs and Nucks. There you go. I'm not going to talk about how I bet the Bruins last night. That's fine.
Hey, you still split out on the Bruins there when it comes to the games in Florida. The Bruins look just fine right now. Like, I mean, if I'm the Bruins, I'm not overly worried. You went into Florida and split out the 2, and now you have home ice advantage again. So, yeah.
There you go. How about some NBA action, Nick?
Yeah, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics, 13.5 for a second-round playoff game with a total of 212 in this game here. It's a big line. We all see that here. As I'm trying to stall so I can get the line history up. Boston leading the series 1-0. I think it was a blowout win game 1. And this line opened up. Yeah, the line opened up at a 13, and it's gone up to a 13.5. Line opened up at a 213. It's down to a 212. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Celtics. We have 68% of the tickets and 69% of cash is on the Celtics. 93% of tickets and 93% of the cash is on the over, with the line moving towards the under in this game. And I don't know if I particularly have too much of an interest in this game. This is just one of those tricky spots where, I mean, do you want to be laying double digits in a playoff game? No. Do I really want to be stepping in front of the Boston Celtics right now? No. But we saw it with this situation in their last series. They won and covered as game 1 in game 1 against the Heat. And then the Heat shocked them in game 2. And they won outright in game 2. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. The line history makes sense. Maybe I'd look towards an under if I had to bet anything, because the last game, I believe, soared over. But for me, I have really no interest in this game.
Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Turns out I'm insane. I'm on the Cavaliers again. This is a Cavaliers team that I said that I would be betting them throughout the series because I think they have a shot to. Well, obviously they're down 1-0 after a blowout loss, but I still think they have a chance to win the series and upset Boston in general. I'm not overly concerned over one game, and I think that they're going to be able to come into this one and keep it close because, I don't know, this just seems like a spot that you could see a split. Because everybody wrote off Miami after a blowout game 1, and we saw what happened. Because Boston can have those occasional stinkers, and I could see one tonight. So I am on the Cavaliers. I got them plus 13.5 in this one, Nick.
Fair.
My 6-teamer. Okay. Celtics smash. No. My 6-teamer, Reds, Twins first 5, under 3.5, Mavs money line, no to the Mavs, Stars, yeah, Guardians, and Brewers under. All right. Pacers filed 78 missed calls by officials during game 1 and game 2. That makes sense. Just donate to charity instead of betting against the Celtics. Well, we'll see when we get back tomorrow. Celtics sweep. 78 minutes. Yeah, that's a lot. I like the Celtics team total over the Cavs plus the points. I'd take the Cavs up to I would take the Celtics, but they're up to 13 points. It's a lot. Cavs team total under. No. Celtics win by 18. Hopefully not. Canes win this game, but Rangers win the next. You can see that. Cavs money line. You took Cavs money line last game. All right. Take that one step further. Cavs money line. I like it. Sure.
By the way, I saw 2 comments up was about the Rangers. Whatever. I got the full home road splits real quick for the Hurricanes since the 2021-2022 season. They've played 15 road games and 19 home games. They're 15-4 at home, with 2 of those losses in overtime. And they're 4-11 on the road, including in 2022. They went 0-6 on the road, but 7-1 at home.
Okay. There you go. Omar Olberg and Woodson parlay is free money on this weekend's UFC card. Heavy line movement, but you could still parlay them for a double up. Good luck to you. I don't really bet the UFC. How about let's go to the second game, which honestly at this point, this is probably the team I'm rooting for in the playoffs from now on, seeing that the Nuggets are dead.
See, this is a game that I would be more interested in if we get some injury news here. Because my ultimate question is what's Luka's status in this game? I would honestly prefer the Mavericks with Luka out, because he did not look good in game 1. He looked hurt in game 1. And this line moving 1.5 points since game 1, obviously it was a blowout game 1. It was 117-95 in game 1. Honestly, if I'm Dallas and I know this is the playoffs and all that, I'm sending Luka back to Dallas and have him get healthy 100% for game 3 back at home. And I know you'll be down 2-0 in the series, but I'm hoping that they rule Luka out and I get an 8.5 with Dallas is kind of where I'm hoping for this game. Let's get into the line history. Line opened up at a 5. It stayed there. Line opened up at a 218.5. It's down to a 218. So we've had to move towards the under, and we've had no move on the side. We have 68% of tickets and 57% of cash is on the Thunder. We have 92% of tickets and 92% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. I kind of want to take a look at what happened yesterday, because I believe when we see overs one game, or we've seen a bunch of overs, I think, as of late, right? Other than this series right here that I had. I'm kind of interested in this under. I'm kind of interested in the under in both games. It's kind of where I'm leaning in this spot. I'm glad I didn't pull the trigger on the under yesterday. I did have a little. I think it was on FanDuel. I had a profit boost to use for that Knicks Pacers game, and I boosted it to plus 130 on Derek Brunson under 36.5 points, which cashed. I don't see the NBA. I don't feel a need to force action in the NBA, and I don't really know how to approach these series. I would like to lay the points with the Bruins, with the Celtics. Maybe it's a Celtics first half play. Maybe a team 40-5 at home, and they're an awesome first half team. And maybe it's the Mavericks first half. I think those are 2 I'm going to sit with for a little bit here. I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on them. But these games start at 7 and 9:30. We'll see how afternoon baseball goes, and I can go from there. I don't have any betting interest in the moment with these teams, with any of these games. Maybe it's an under in both games. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, I like the Thunder tonight. I like the Thunder in general in this series. I have no problem taking the -5. One thing I want to look for, I want to see if I can get a little bit of a better line on something real quick. I'll take that. Because I have another. I normally don't bet player props, but hear me out. Plus 152, Oklahoma City to win, and say Gilgeous-Alexander over 29.5 points. What just happened to SGA, Nick? Do you think he's pissed off that Joker won the MVP? Because I know a lot of people were making the argument that SGA should have won MVP, which he shouldn't have. But no. Do you think this could be a game that he shows out and goes, all right, I should have been the MVP. I'm going to drop 40 points.
You can make that argument. So and here's the thing, though. If he's healthy, you can make the argument on the other side as well.
No.
You think
I would not.
You think Luke is happy that he may have got gypped?
No, because Joker and SGA were a lot closer than
Joker and Luka?
No, Joker and SGA were closer in terms of voting. Luka finished third. But let me just be fair. It wasn't close. Joker won it by a lot.
No, it shouldn't have been close either. It shouldn't have been close either. Like,
No, but my thoughts on is maybe Oklahoma. Maybe he goes off. So parlay the two of them plus 152. Oklahoma City money line and SGA over points, and I'm also on the Thunder -5. Young Guns taking over for the NBA. Thunder money line. Parlay it with the points. Parlay it with SGA. I like the over in the Celtics and the under in OKC. OKC to win game 2. I like OKC in game 2 as well. Gafford double. Interesting. I don't hate that. Hey, Nick, do you want to go to this humongous baseball card that kind of looks like crap?
oh yeah. And by the way, Tim, one last thing I want to mention here with that, and here's how I think I want to approach these games right here. With the Dallas, Oklahoma City, I think I figured out how I'm going to approach these. Not betting them today. When Cleveland goes down 2-0, and when Dallas goes down 2-0, I'm going to bet both of them in game 3. That's how I'm going to approach these series because I'm going to follow my angle of desperate home teams down 2-0. So I'm going to bet both of them if they lose game 2, spread and money line, for that. So that's how I'm going to approach that. There we go. So let's get into the MLB card. I'm loading up the line history. I'm loading up the – nope, I did not mean to click soccer for Action Network. I meant to click MLB for Action Network. There we go. Let's get into this one here. This one was one of the ones when I was typing up the when I was typing up my spreadsheet, kind of had a play in my head here in this one. This line opened up at a -125. It's up to a 129. And it opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. Okay, so the line's moved the way I was hoping it would. We've had a move towards the under in this game, and we've had a move towards the Cincinnati Reds in this one as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this one here, 47% of tickets, 52% of the cash on the under. Love it. That's exactly where I was looking in this game was the under. 71% of the tickets and 82% of the cash is on the Reds in this game with the line moving towards the red. We have Hunter Green and we have Slade Cecconi, your pitching matchup here. Slade, sweet name. That's a great name. I don't know why. 4.96 ERA, 0.8 WHIP, 8.27 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 1.65 walks per nine, a 171 BABIP, a 4.43 FIP, and a 3.53 SIERA. On the flip side, Hunter Green, 3.34 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 10.31 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%. 3.34 walks per nine, a 288 BABIP, a 3.14 FIP, and a 3.56 SIERA. Bullpen edge does go towards the Reds. Hitting edge goes towards the Arizona Diamondbacks. Neither of these teams are hitting righties at all. By the way, every single team is facing a righty today other than the Kansas City Royals, who are facing Reed Detmers, the only lefty on the slate today. So the Arizona Diamondbacks are 25th in baseball, 82 WRC plus, which is against righties. And on the flip side, the Reds are doing absolutely nothing against righties. They're 28th in baseball with a 70 WRC plus, 30% lower than the average. And this leads me right to a first 5 under. The line moving towards the under, the sharp money coming in on the under. Neither of these teams are hitting, and they're two pitchers that I don't mind. I kind of like Hunter Green, and I don't mind Slade Cecconi. I really don't. So I'm going to move here on this first 5 under to get my baseball card started, and it's going to be -110 over on Bet365.
I was going to go more towards Arizona. This has just been a Reds team that's been struggling as of late. They've lost 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
So, and Arizona's going for the sweep today. I like Arizona in this matchup. I think they're the better team. We've seen it the last couple of days. I always think that the Reds are overvalued right now. These are two teams that I know you mentioned before that were big, like kind of public teams coming into this year.
I was not high on either of these teams coming into the year.
I liked Arizona more than I liked Cincinnati. I had Arizona to win the division, but that was more of a taking a shot instead of going and betting the Dodgers. I like Arizona.
I think the Padres were probably the better look rather than the Diamondbacks.
There is no better look. The Dodgers are going to blow everybody out. But I like the Diamondbacks in this game. I'll take their money line around plus 110, 115-ish. So give me the Arizona Diamondbacks to start my card.
There you go.
Mariners or D-backs for the up 2 and win. I like both. Arizona has better odds. I like Seattle today. I like both.
I was gonna say I would like to sit back and figure out which team I like the best for an up 2 promo.
I
think the Avalanche are best for the hockey one. But because just the number on the Hurricanes is not really worth it. But I don't know baseball yet. Give me to the end of the card.
Let's head to the Seattle game, Nick.
Yeah, this one kind of caught my attention here, and these 6.5s. I never know what to do with these 6.5s because my brain immediately thinks I want the under. Because I know a lot of people are going to look at this game and think, oh, it's 6.5. So but this line opened up at a 7. It's a great pitching matchup. Line opened up at a 7. It went down to a 6.5. It's back up to a 7. The line has moved towards the under though because it opened up at a 7 minus 115, and now it's a 7 and even money. So we've had a 15-cent line movement towards the under with a little bit of buyback once it hit the 6.5. Line opened up at a 120. It's still a 120. So we've had really no line movement on this side. And wow, we have 92% of the tickets and 87% of the cash is on the over in this game. Public loving this game go over the total. And I think that kind of tells you. And this line moving down kind of tells you. I mean, you're thinking that people are going to look at the pitching matchup here. The cash flow is saying that the public thinks this total is too low, and I love these type of games where the lines drop towards the under, and the public's on the over. I've made an absolute killing on this angle so far this season, and I think that's going to lead me back to an under in this game here. And 3.5s are terrifying with the first 5s. But we also have 81% of the tickets and 55% of the cash is on the Twins. No line movement, 19% of the tickets, 45% of the cash is on the Mariners, though. Big sharp money coming in on Seattle, but the cash is about even. So that's why the line hasn't really moved. We have Logan Gilbert taking on Pablo Lopez. Both these pitchers have looked pretty good. Lopez, the last 30 days, his ERA is a little high, but his advanced numbers are awesome. Logan Gilbert, 1.02 ERA, 0.76 WHIP, 8.92 strikeouts per 9, which is 27%, 2.8 walks per 9, a 175 BABIP, a 2.83 FIP, and a 3.48 SIERA. On the flip side, Pablo Lopez, 5.04 ERA, 1.12 WHIP, 12.96 strikeouts per 9, which is 36%. 2.52 walks per 9, a 3.02 BABIP, but 3.7 FIP, and a 2.45 SIERA. Pablo Lopez should be much better than the way he's pitched so far this season. And I do expect better from Pablo Lopez going forward here. The bullpen edge goes towards the Minnesota Twins, and the hitting edge goes towards the Minnesota Twins. A 6.5 total, though, and I think this is probably what's going to keep me off this game. The 6.5 total with two teams who are above average against right-handed pitching. Now, granted, these are two really strong right-handed pitchers with Gilbert and Lopez. So these are not just your average right-handed pitchers where you can really be like, oh, yeah, they're not hitting righties, or they're hitting righties pretty well. Well, none of the righties they've probably faced are to the caliber of Logan Gilbert and Pablo Lopez. 112 WRC plus, which is 7th in baseball for the Twins, 109, which is 10th for the Mariners. I want a first 5 under in this game. Do I want a 3.5? Not particularly, which I think is going to end up keeping me off this game. But I mean, it's a first 5 under or nothing for me in this game. And I think the Mariners are nothing for me in this game. With the sharp money coming in on Seattle the way it is, kind of tells me that Seattle's live in this game. So it'd be a lean towards Seattle and under, thinking that Gilbert shoves. Whether or not I bet this game is probably a no.
Man, you say that, I'm going to end up I'm putting both up because that was my look in this one, like a 3-1 Seattle win. I love Logan Gilbert. I'm a big fan of Logan Gilbert. I've been on him for a while. How about 9 earned runs in 48 innings this year? That has been absolutely solid. If I had to go and put a vote in for AL Cy Young Award for me right now, it's Logan Gilbert. He has been really, really solid and a guy that I want to keep backing. Pablo Lopez has.
I don't think you'll get much arguments there.
Huh?
You wouldn't get arguments with that either. Giving Pablo Lopez Logan Gilbert the Cy Young right now. You wouldn't get.
That would be my opinion on it right now. But I really like this pitching matchup. I already put the under up, and I'm about to go load up Seattle. I like both I like both the side and the total in this game. Just a overall spot. Now that being said, I know the Twins are going to end up winning 7-2 or something like that. But give me the under. I got under 7, and give me the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to get that at plus 111. Out of curiosity, I'm going to look up something. MLB futures. It would probably more towards player futures. Could we have any player futures? Because I would love to see. I want to look up Logan Gilbert Cy Young. That's College World Series. That's that. There's no player futures. I'll find it in a minute and I'll let you know. MLB futures. Would this be? No. Nick, go back to the chat. I'm gonna go look up. I could find Cy Young odds, which I think they might have them on DraftKings.
Yeah. So I just moved on this game. I got the first 5 under 3.5 minus 114. So I moved on it. Okay. There. So where do you leave off?
Shows 7, so here. There you go.
Yeah, 2-team money line parlay, Seattle, Arizona. Yeah, I guess I would lean in that direction if I had to bet it. Yeah.
Yes.
I love this first 5 under. Yeah, 2.5. I mean, if you want to go for the big score, why not? Dallas money line, both in hockey and basketball. I'm against the Stars. Yeah. Everyone and their mother is on the under. Everyone and their mother is on the under. That's why 92% of the tickets and 87% of the cash is on the over. Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. 13-mile-an-hour wind in and Twins team total under. Why not? Why not Twins team total under? Logan gets it done. Yeah.
I got Logan Gilbert's Cy Young odds. 15-1.
I would have guessed 10-1. All right. There you go. And then
there's 4 players that either one's tied and 3 of them have better odds. The one that's tied with him is Pablo Lopez, who is on the opposite side.
That's awesome. This could be a top 5 Cy Young matchup.
The 3 higher ones, Cole Reagans at 9-1.
Yep.
Corbin Burns at 4-1, and Scooble at 250.
Scooby Snacks.
Scooby Snacks is currently the most favorite to win the American League Cy Young.
Love that. Well deserved.
But on to the next game, Nick.
Yeah, we head to Colorado for the Giants and the Rockies in this one here. We have Keaton Winn and Cal Quantrill, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up minus 140 for the Giants. We're now seeing minus 150. Line opened up at a 10, and it's down to a 9.5. So a move towards the under and a move towards the Giants here. 68% of the tickets, 67% of the cash is on the over with the line moving towards the under. God damn it, here comes another under. And then 86% of the tickets, 96% of the cash is coming out on the Giants. And the line and the market showing respect for it here. We have Keaton Winn and Cal Quantrill, your pitching matchup here. Keaton Winn's looked pretty good. 3.8 ERA, 1.18 whip, 7.99 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 3.04 walks per 9, a 3.04 BABIP, a 2.90 FIP, and with a 3.86 FIP and a 3.5 SIERA. On the flip side, Cal Quantrill, 2.93 ERA, 1.08 whip, 6.46 strikeouts per 9, which is 18%. 2.64 walks per 9, a 227 BABIP, a 4.48 FIP, and a 4.30 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Giants. Hitting edge goes towards the Giants as well. 106 WRC plus, which is 11th, compared to 65, which is 29th. I expect Keaton Winn to have a good start in this game, and that's what the markets are saying as well, because the line moving towards the Giants, so they were showing respect, even though it looks like a little bit of public money on the Giants. But, I mean, 86 and 96, so it looks like the bigger bets on the Giants. Market showing respect towards that. and the line moving towards the under, even though the public on the over in this game. I love those type of spots. We saw this with the last game. I think we've seen it for the first 3 games now, where we've seen nothing but under type of market moves. And I can get a 5 in this game at minus 115 over on Bet365. So I'm going to take that first 5 under again. I'm going to start my day with three first 5 unders. And I know I probably can get boring with these first 5 unders, but the first 5 unders have been my best ROI so far this year. I think after yesterday going 2-3, I'm now 33-16 on first 5 unders this year. So they're one of my favorite bets, and I love being able to eliminate bullpens out of games. That's why I love the first 5 unders. So yeah, I'm on the first 5 under here between Colorado and San Fran. 5 at minus 115.
I'm not going to get involved in this game. I haven't gotten involved in this entire series. The total for this is a low total for Coors.
Low total for Coors Field.
Really low total for Coors Field, which is going to end up keeping me off the game because I know we used to take a lot of unders in Coors Field last year, and I'm just not doing it as much this year, especially with Cal Quantrill on the mound. Honestly, if I'm looking anywhere, once again, why do I kind of like Colorado today, even though they've lost 9 out of 10? I'm going to stay away from this one. I feel like there are better spots on today's card. I know I'll have at least one more play that's in the next game. So I'm not really interested in this one.
I think I figured out why the total the way it is. We have weather between 52 and 54 degrees, which is nothing new for Colorado. Here's where it's making Coors Field a little bit less of nicer hitting conditions. The wind's blowing in around 9 miles an hour today. So
I see another over, especially with after an extra inning they went through. The Giants didn't go to extra innings yesterday. No, they didn't. Finished 8-6 in 9 innings. Nick, I have interest in this game.
Yeah. I was also curious on going back to see what the over-under record is for Colorado at home this year, because I feel like they're a better under team at home. Also, the Rockies cannot hit worth a lick, so that also could be worth a look as well. Here we go. Well, this will be the last day that I do not have Houston Astros futures, because this was the last game I had circled before I was going to go ahead and bet this. Because this is the end of what is a really difficult schedule to start the year for the Houston Astros, and I do believe they will get healthier. We have the New York Yankees and the Houston Astros in this game, with the Yankees minus 125 favorites in this one, total of 8.5. This line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5, so we do have a move towards the under. And this line opened up at a 125. It's up to a 126, so we have a 1 cent line movement towards the New York Yankees in this game here. We have 90% of the tickets and 90% of the cash on the under. The lines move towards the under once again. Plays out to potentially another under here. We'll get into it, though. I don't think this is one I want to land on, though. 90% of the tickets, 94% of the cash on the Yankees. So the public loving the Yankees in this spot here. I mean, how can you not? They're going for the sweep over an Astros team that can't win a game right now. We have Rhino Blanco and Marcus Stroman for this one. Blanco, 3.42 ERA, 1.27 WHIP, 9.51 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%. 3.8 walks per 9, a 2.67 BABIP, a 4.62 FIP, and a 3.91 SIERA. On the flip side, Marcus Stroman has not been very good the last 30 days. A 5.04 ERA, 1.72 WHIP. That's a little concerning. 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%. 6.12 walks per 9. The walks are a major problem for Marcus Stroman. 3.23 BABIP, a 5.9 FIP, and a 4.56 SIERA. Bullpen edge, I think, is a coin toss in this game. I'll give the slight edge towards the Yankees, but the Astros bullpen has been getting better as of late. And then the hitting edge definitely goes towards the Yankees, though, 132 WRC plus, which is number 2 in baseball, compared to 98, which is 15th for the Astros. I'm not going to bet this game. I would lean Astros if I had to bet a side in this one here, and I'd probably lean first 5 under again. But I don't trust Stroman. I think Stroman can get hit in this game, in this spot. And this is not a game I have much interest in. I think it follows in the same footing as the first 3 games, where the public's on the over and the line's dropped half a run. So, I mean, you can make an argument that this is a first 5 under here for me as well. But I'm gonna hold off on this one here. It'd be Astros and under if I had to bet anything. It's kind of crazy if you told me it's May 9th and the best pitcher so far for the Houston Astros this year in their rotation has been Ronel Blanco.
Who?
Exactly. So I would only look Astros in this game, and I know a lot of people are extremely against the Astros. That's the only way I can look in this game, though.
I had Yankees clicked in and everything ready to put it up on the site, and then you said Astros, so I unclicked it. I like the Yankees in this matchup. This is a series that has been dominated by the team from the Bronx, and this is just a Astros team that looks broken right now. And I'm sure, I know you believe that they'll bounce back and everything. I don't know if they will. Like, this is a team I know they're injured, but they just look lost. Their lineup still is their lineup is full intact, and they're still not winning games. I know the pitching is ugly, but they should have the offense to outslug some teams. They haven't done anything this year to make me think that they're going to make some type of comeback. And I would understand making the bet, Nick, right now if they were 5-6 games under 500. And no, they are 12 games under 500 right now. They cannot win for the life of them. I think this is just going to be a really rough year for the Astros, and I don't see a comeback for them. I lean Yankees in this game. I'm gonna end up having money on the Yankees today, to finish off a 7-game sweep of the Astros. Because the Astros are due to beat them. There's no way they lose every single game to them this year. I don't know.
They very well.
I remember the first series of the year. We were all over Houston. It did not work out. This series been more on the Yankees, and the Yankees just keep winning. So we had the Yankees up on the site yesterday, so they cashed nicely. I lean Yankees in this matchup.
Yeah. And also one thing to keep in mind, this is why I chose May 10th. And I said this 3 weeks ago, that May 10th was going to be my date, because after today, I'm assuming that they're going to drop a little bit in these rankings I think they're going to have a top 5 easiest remaining strength of schedule, the Houston Astros. And if you looked at their strength of schedule so far this year, it is by and far the number 1 most difficult strength of schedule in baseball, and they've done it injured. That's why I have an explanation on why the Astros have not been the Astros.
I just don't see it.
And that's fair. And I don't want people to see it, because I want the plus 400 for them to win the division. I want the 6-1 or higher number for them to win the AL. And I want 12-1 for them to win the World Series. Like, this is a team that was plus 600 to win the World Series heading into the year? I want that bigger number on them. Because this is still a team that I think is going to go on a run the next month or so, now that their schedule is getting easier. And we're going to look back when they have their run where they go 24-8 in a 32-game span, and they're back in the race and they're back in the action here. People are going to be wishing they had Astros futures at plus 400 to win the division and 6-1 to win because this is the team that you'll blink, they'll be right back up in the race, and then you'll blink again and they're in the ALCS. This is a team that's made the ALCS 7 straight years?
Something like that, yeah.
I've just learned not to doubt him anymore.
Okay. We spoke about the Giants game. Yankees in the over. Yes, I like the Yankees today. Over, I could see. I'm going under this game, but this series has burnt me on unders. 3rd time's the charm. No way. Good morning, my guys. What's up, Nathan? And I hope so. Me too. We got 3 more games, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals in this one here. Cardinals are favorites on the road here, and I understand why. It's Sonny Gray versus Tobias Myers, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up with them words. It originally opened up Milwaukee as minus 115 favorites, but that immediately changed once the game was postponed yesterday between the Cardinals and the Mets, and they knew Sonny Gray was pitching this game. So I think the team that got shafted the most out of that postponement yesterday was the Brewers, because now they actually have to face Sonny Gray, which I think is one of the better pitchers in baseball and one of the more underrated pitchers in baseball. Line opened up at a 125. It's up to a 130 now for the Cardinals. So the line's moved towards St. Louis here. And the line opened up at an 8.5 at minus 120. And now we're seeing 8 to even money. We could be seeing 7.5 soon with this total here. We have 46% of the tickets and 60% of the cash is on the under. So the sharp money coming in on the under, line moving towards it. 44% of the tickets, 93% of the cash coming in on the Brewers, and the line moving towards the Cardinals in this game here. And maybe this is not a Cardinals play. Maybe this is just an under play, but I have no faith in Tobias Myers in this spot. Unless, because my bad. All I'm seeing is the spreadsheet stats. Let me see if he's pitched 5, 5, and 3. Okay. So he's pitched a whopping 13 innings in the last 30 days. He had a good first outing where he gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched against the Pirates. Then he faces 2 better lineups in the Yankees and the Cubs and gives up 4 earned runs each. Now, are the Cardinals that type of lineup? No. They are 19th in baseball with a 93 WRC plus. And on the flip side, the Brewers 118 WRC plus, which is 5th in baseball against righties. Sonny Gray is one of the better righties in baseball. And you were talking about Logan Gilbert for American League Cy Young. I think we start talking about Sonny Gray being a dark horse Cy Young candidate in the National League. And he's on the last 30 days, 0.89 ERA, 0.86 whip, 11.27 strikeouts per 9, 33% strikeout rate, 1.48 walks per 9, a 286 BABIP, a 1.56 FIP, and a 2.37 SIERA. Bullpen edge does go towards the St. Louis Cardinals. Hitting edge does go towards the Milwaukee Brewers. I'll look for Tobias Myers to step up in this game a little bit too, because the line's dropping. So they do have respect. The markets do suggest that Tobias Myers could have a good game here. And I'm going to probably go back to the well here with yet another first 5 under. I want to back Sonny Gray. I think Sonny Gray is a pitcher that we need to back. Whether it's first 5 unders or whether it is Cardinals bets, we need to find ways to back Sonny Gray. And I'm going to do that here in this game. I'm getting on, let's see, ESPN bets giving me a 4.5 minus 130, and so is Fanatics. I'm going to go to Fanatics here and get the first 5 under 4.5 and minus 130 in this game. And I'll lean Cardinals as well.
I lean Cardinals, but I'm not laying a number on the Cardinals on the road. That's just not something I feel like I want to do. This is a Cardinals team that I think is going to be a last place team this year. And I don't think I'm going to need to get involved with anything involving that. And for me, it just does not seem like a game I need to get to. I think I'm just going to get to this one. To that Seattle game a bunch, the Yankees, and then the last game we'll talk about. Other than that, it's it feels like kind of just like a day off of baseball today with such a small slate.
Fair. I love unders on these short cards. Love unders on the short cards.
Gilbert over Oscar Mayer Wiener. Okay. Oscar Mayer. What up, Doe? What up, Doe? Still Brewers, even with Sonny Gray. I thought Myers faced Gilbert. My bad. But Myers is terrible Cardinals. Yes. Under 8. I don't know if I can see the under just because of I don't know about Myers. Morning, gentlemen. Morning. A little sun or gray. We'll see. I can't believe the Oilers really let the Canucks off the hook last night. Shake my head. Frustrating end to my night. A lot of people seem to be frustrated about that. Lately, it does seem like the bad pitchers like Mayers have been pitching well.
Yeah. There's been a lot of unders this year. A lot of unders. And I do expect that. And I do expect to make a little bit of a transition in like late June, early July from being a primarily under better where I'm sprinkling overs to a primarily over better where I'm sprinkling in unders. And when the weather gets hot and when the temperature rises, so does the amount of runs.
Interesting. I want to mention one more thing with the NL Central right now, and then we're going to get it because it is going to snap because of this game. The NL Central is currently on a combined 15-game losing streak. Brewers L1, Cubbies L1, Pittsburgh L2, Cincinnati L7, St. Louis L4. Currently a 15-game losing streak. But let's head to this one, Nick, which is a pass.
Cleveland Guardians and Chicago White Sox. So I end up getting to the Tampa Bay Rays a little bit yesterday with the up 2 promo, and that really burned me because I forgot I didn't use the up 2 promo for whatever reason. I thought it'd be a smart idea to throw it on the Rays, and they were up 1-0 at one point, and that was all that they led. So that was not fun. But let's get into this one here where we have Cleveland and Chicago. We have Ben Lively taking on Eric Fetty. Line open up at a 135. It's up to a 144. Line open up at an 8, down to a 7.5, and back up to an 8. So it opened up at an 8 minus 120. It got down to a 7.5, and now we're seeing 8 at minus 105. So we do have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Guardians, suggesting Ben Lively pitches well today. And here we go again. 96% of the tickets, 95% of the cash on the over, with the line moving towards the under. You guys should already know where my mind is going already. 84% of the tickets and 92% of the cash is on the Guardians as well. Let's take a look. Eric Fetty, all things considered, has not been bad this year. And Ben Lively has actually been pretty strong with the Guardians. Now, let me just take a look to see before I go ahead and list off his stats and make sure that his stats are actually going to be useful and he's going to go decent into games. Yep, 5, 6 and a third, 4 and a third, 6. Because I remember he was more of a bullpen guy last year. Because he started 12 games out of 19 appearances last year with Cincinnati. Ben Lively, the last 30 days, has been pretty good. 2.08 ERA, 1.02 whip, 9.97 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%. 2.49 walks per nine, a 269 BABIP, a 2.96 FIP, and a 3.27 Sierra. On the flip side, Fetty, 3.68 ERA, 1.09 whip, 9.2 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%. 3.38 walks per nine, a 216 BABIP, a 4.54 FIP, and a 3.81 Sierra. Bullpen edge going towards the Guardians, and the hitting edge going towards the Guardians as well. 91 WRC plus, which is 21st against righties, compared to 76, which is 27th. Both these teams do not scare me offensively if I'm looking to back and under in this game, which I am. I am looking to back and under in this game with the line moving down towards the under. The public on the over. I feel like there's a bunch of these spots today where the public loves the over and the line's dropping half a run. And that immediately draws my attention for unders, which is why this will be the 5th under I have on my card today. And I've had nothing but unders on my card today. And I think that's the way I want to approach today. That's all I'm really interested in is unders today. With the way the markets are moving. Now, there's a couple of sides I was semi-interested in, but not like overly interested in. And this is a spot here where I'm going to go ahead and over on Bet365, they're giving me a 4.5 at minus 115, where I'm seeing 125 on BetMGM, minus 125 on Caesars, minus 130 on Fanatics, 122 on FanDuel. This is your sign to shop around because you'll get better lines if you shop around here, which love shopping around on BetStamp. They give me all the books available there to see. But I'm going to be on this first 5 under here with the White Sox and the Guardians.
It's an AL Central matchup. I don't feel like I need to get involved in this one. It is a lean towards Cleveland. Although Eric Fetty's been like the one good thing for the White Sox this year. He's only allowed he's actually got hit his last time out for 5 earned runs. But previous to that, he only allowed 10 earned runs through 34 innings. So he's been one of the more solid pieces on this rotation. And I remember we really liked Fetty last year. Because Fetty was one of the pitchers on the Nationals that kept making us money. But not a game I need to get involved in. I'm going to go after the last game, though.
Fair.
White Sox got their wins yesterday. Guardians here. I can see that. Guardians, White Sox. Looking to take unders and nerfies for the Seattle game, Arizona game, St. Louis game, and LA game. Sure. White Sox stink. Fetty under Ks. Alternate run line. Tim stays off AL Central games. Yes, I do. I bet an AL Central game the other day, though. And I think I won that game, which was weird to say. I think it was like an under in a game or something like that. Yeah, I don't.
Guardians, because they were good during home games or during day games.
Oh yeah, and they won yesterday. Yes. Where do you plan on using the DK up to promo? I'm thinking Mariners, Rockies, or Diamondbacks. If I'm going after any of them, it's Mariners, but I don't know if I want to. Or the Yankees. I could see the Yankees. Because I could easily see a shutdown inning and then a 2-run shot in the bottom half of the first.
See, my eyes immediately go. See, I want to look at this last game because, I don't know. Who I would want in that one there. Find a road dog you like. I think Seattle would be my pick if I had to go to anywhere. But with me being on that first 5 under, I see a low variance game. So I don't know if we're going to see a 2-run game in that game at all. I think you're just asking Minnesota to win or Seattle to win. My bad.
How about,
and by the way, if you guys
end the game and the slate with this game?
Yeah. And by the way, another thing that you guys can do with all these first 5 unders, if you want to jack up the numbers and make them bigger plus price tags, and I think I might do throw a couple bucks on all these different ones, because Fanatics gives you the 5%. They give you 5% cash back in fan cash, whatever the promos for same game parlays, 3% on regular parlays, 1% on just straight bets. Think about throwing a couple bucks each on 2-leg same game parlays. And this is how they would work. On these first 5 unders, you tag the first 5 under with the Nerfy. And you get plus money. I think that's not a bad look. And if the Nerfy loses, you live bet the under. It's kind of the way I would like to approach today. So maybe I'll throw a couple bucks here and there on those first 5 unders. But let's get into the last game there. Sorry, I was just going off on a tangent, I guess. But I thought that was kind of an interesting way to approach it as well. Line opened up at a -112 for the LA Angels. Now we're seeing 113 for the Royals. So the line has moved towards Kansas City. Maybe the Royals are a team to look for that up 2 promo on, because it is Reed Detmers, but the Royals don't hit lefties. Line opened up at an 8.5 -105. It's now an 8.5 -102. So a slight move towards the under and a move towards the Royals, a dog to favorite move towards the Royals. 60% of the tickets, 60% of the cash is on KC with the line moving towards them. 75% of the tickets and 77% of the cash on the over with the line dropping a couple cents. So kind of an interesting matchup there. I think you can make arguments for unders in all 7 games today. I think there's true arguments for that. Michael Wacha is maybe the one argument against it because he has been dreadful. Last 30 days, a 7.01 ERA. Yeah, Detmers has not been great either, but at least Detmers has a decent matchup. We'll get into that in a second. Michael Wacha, 7.01 ERA, 1.87 whip, 6.31 strikeouts per 9, which is 15%, 2.81 walks per 9, a 4.07 BABIP, a 4.43 FIP, and a 4.78 SIERA. He's got granted, we only have 14 pitchers on the slate, but Michael Wacha on the slate itself is the worst in ERA, whip, strikeout percentage, and BABIP and SIERA the last 30 days. He's been terrible. On the flip side, Reed Detmers, 5.22 ERA, 1.36 whip, 7.67 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 3.07 walks per 9, a 3.01 BABIP, a 4.68 FIP, and a 4.22 SIERA. Neither bullpen edge goes towards the Royals in this game here, and neither of these offenses truly scare me when it comes to backing an under in this game, because the Royals against lefties are 26th in baseball with 71 WRC plus, and the Angels are 97 WRC plus versus righties, which is 17th. So they're slightly below average, and the Royals are one of the worst teams against left-handed pitching. And I think you can make an argument for an under in this game as well. Both these pitchers have struggled, but I think these are offenses that these pitchers can handle. And I would only look towards an under in this game. I think we see a ton of unders today. I would only look towards the under in this game. It'd be first 5 around 4.5. It's probably a little bit juiced for this first 5 under. 4.5 minus 125. That would be my lean in this game. So it's a lean for me in this spot. I'm getting a knock at the door real quick.
Okay. I will say I lean towards. Well, I originally was leaning towards Kansas City, and then I kind of looked more of the numbers of these two pitchers in general, and I just kind of want to take an over if I'm betting anything. These two pitchers have been absolutely dreadful. Nothing that I would really want to be backing at the moment. So I going into this game, I was kind of leaning Detmers, and then I'm like, he has not been good as of late, giving up 16 runs in his last 3 starts. So not particularly something I wanted to get interested in or involved in for today. So I think I'm just going to stick on the 2 plays in the Seattle game and the Yankees. So Seattle, the under, and the Yankees will be my only 3 plays in the MLB for today, along with Georgia in college baseball against South Carolina. Figure I threw that one in there too. Did Diamondbacks. There you go. Kansas City money line. I don't hate it. I'm just not going to get involved in it. Presidential veto on Giants. They suck. And the only away Keaton win was the Marlins. Enough said. Rockies run line in first 5. Maybe a full game. I don't hate it, but I'm not touching that game. Rangers in the under, Avs in the over. Rangers
I would lean. I'm on the Canes, and I would lean under. Avs and over. Yeah, I'm on the Avs team total over.
All right, Nick, do you want to quickly put the plays up on the site real quick? But that is all the
Oh, let me go over recap real quick, and then a little bit of an interesting change of events here in Carolina. It's not going to be Freddie Anderson. It's Pyotr Kochetkov starting game number 3. Kochetkov starting game 3. So kind of an interesting. Yeah, I understand.
Kind of like that.
But let's get into my recap real quick. Hockey. Carolina Hurricanes first period -0.5 plus 155 bet 365. Carolina -1 -108 bet 365. I like that even better with Kochetkov in net. Colorado Avalanche money line plus 112. Colorado Avalanche team total over 3 -120. In baseball, nothing but unders for me. All 5 first 5 unders. Arizona Cincinnati first 5 under 4.5 -110 bet 365. Seattle, Minnesota, first 5 under 3.5 -114. FanDuel. San Francisco, Colorado, first 5 under 5 bet 365. St. Louis, Milwaukee, first 5 under 4.5 -130. Fanatics. And finally, Cleveland, Chicago White Sox, first 5 under 4.5 -115 bet 365.
There you go. Untouchable saying Hurricanes and Stars first period. There you go.
Definitely. If you're wanting to back the Stars, I think the first period is the best way to go because even if the Avalanche are trailing, they can easily come back in these games. And I think if the Avalanche go down 1-0, you bet the Avalanche.
Sounds good. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back again for tomorrow for Big Slate. Good luck, guys.